Welcome, everyone. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance led by Honorable Councilmember Robin Persicone.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome to the August 17th, 2026 study session of the Livonia City Council. This meeting sets the agenda for the 2047th regular meeting, which is a voting meeting that will take place on Monday, August 31st, 2026, where tonight's items will be officially voted on. We have all 7 council members here. We will start with audience communication. We set aside 30 minutes for any items that are not on the agenda. Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 3 minutes.
Hi, good evening. John Schaefer, Brookfield Street. A while back at one of the previous meetings, there was discussion over at the Costco of them building a new gas station, and moving that. At that time, the topic of remediation of the old gas station was brought up and assured that they would go through that process. What I would like to have the council consider is something along that line, because in the city of Livonia, it seems to be a common practice that a lot of our small gas stations are being purchased and want to be remodeled. The problem that I see is the only thing that they're remodeling is the size of the footprint of their store to be more profitable, not for the safety of the public, of the citizens of Livonia. I would like to have some kind of a policy that if any of the gas stations want to remodel, that an abatement and a modernization of their pumps be included for the safety of the citizens of Livonia. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 3 minutes.
Steve King, Coventry Gardens. The agenda is way too long. If I was a council person up there, I would get together and say, too long. I want to talk about the process, the boilers. There are bylaws and processes in place. I find it interesting. The lawyers are the ones saying we can ignore the law. The lawyers. An employee comes forward and says, I appreciate all that we hear. I appreciate it all. You know what we would appreciate? If you follow the law. He said it checked all the boxes, but, well, then they didn't check all the boxes. You cannot accept that bid. It's wrong. Okay. The finance department comes up and tries desperately to explain something to you guys. Everybody up there on council bent over backwards trying to get that over the finish line. Finally, it took 3 people to explain what we're trying to do. 3. If it takes that many people to explain, we got some cleaning up to do over there, as Dan Campbell says. No one asked the simple question, how much is it going to cost? No one asked that. Over $300,000 for a bathroom. I can build you a 3-bedroom, 3-bath house with ADA compatible bathroom for less money than that. Nobody said anything. Come on, people, come on. Full gut and convert is $50,000 to $100,000. This is just ridiculous. Okay, finally, 48154. Have you heard about the good news? 6th, we're number 6 in the top 10 of real estate because houses are going over bid, 40%. They're off the market in 30 days. So, to spread the news, the mayor and a school board trustee, Dave's also a real estate agent, they did a video. Well, here's the problem. They did that video in my park, Coventry Gardens, Shoreham Park. That is a private park. There are 2 separate signs that say, private park for residents only. 2 separate signs. They were trespassing. They were trespassing in my private park. I hope somebody will say something, but you know what? I'm going to let it slide because it's good news and that's great. Thank you very much.
Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Jim Bigga, Livonia, Michigan. I just want to clarify my earlier comments regarding Book 5. As I was trying to say, when the council approved it, Book 5 was going to be released for a 45-day period of comment. Then during that 45 days, there was going to be a public hearing for the residents to come in and talk to the city about it. After that, then within the remaining period, all the comments would be collected, and then a final public hearing saying, here are all the comments. And I think I understood the question was, when was the final hearing with the Planning Commission? And that was last Thursday or Tuesday evening. That was supposed to be the final comment with which none of us had known had been released. There was no comment period like we had thought where council had said it was going to be released. We were going to have an in-between period of time where people could comment and all that. If you look at All Things Livonia right now and some of the other pages out there, people have got a lot of good comments and are asking a lot of good questions that really that booklet doesn't address. And I think if you let us come and provide those comments, we will provide something better than just to say demographics and things like that. It can honestly say, you know, here are areas that, you know, there's industrial sites. Could we convert those to housing? Could we convert some of the businesses on Plymouth Road? Should they be rezoned and made into, you know, four-unit housing or little apartment complexes? Things like that. You know, there's a lot of discussion about what is affordable housing. I mean, we all know that, to quote the Planning Commission at one time, they hadn't approved a house under $400,000. There's no affordable housing in Livonia. I mean, when you talk new construction. But there's a lot of affordable housing south of Plymouth Road from Inkster to Haggerty. And there's things in there at different price levels. There's also the northeast section. There's affordable, but it also means you have to put some sweat equity to improve it. And how do we get the people to be able to have some of that sweat equity? And those are the kind of comments that I was thinking that the residents should be providing, is saying, what can we do to help as a city to help people, you know, find the right people? You know, not saying the city's got to fund it, but how do we help them find the right resources? And that's what that book 5 should say, instead of saying, hey, here are where all the residents live, here's the amount of people. You know, we have 94,000 housing units, which we really don't. It's only 37,000 housing units, and things like that that need to be corrected. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, sir. Name and address, please. You have 3 minutes.
Good evening. Jerry Karasinski, 19488 Bainbridge Avenue. Based on the last meeting, I have some observations. This city is the 8th largest city in Michigan, correct? You don't have to answer that, because that's the truth. We have some expectations if we're going to be one of those large cities. We should be looking for professional conduct and professional integrity and professional etiquette. And don't dress like me, who's just wearing a car show t-shirt. But we should have that expectation. We have 300 employees. We have a general fund budget of $76 million. We buy lots of stuff. We buy services. We provide services. We have a huge fleet of vehicles. And yet, a number of times it seemed like we were willing to push the rules over to the side just to make something happen. Why were those rules put in place? Why were those processes defined? Maybe under the previous administration or under the previous council. They exist for a reason. And we all come here with an expectation that you're going to follow the rules, and for the most part, I think you do. But we also have an administration that we have the same expectation for. And I would just encourage everyone to figure out, do we need an ordinance for proper professional behavior from our city administration? Do we need that for ourselves on council or as residents? What do we need to improve this? Because what happened today, just within the last few hours, is probably not what we really want to do going forward. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other audience communication? Mr. Tormina, can I ask you a question about Book 5? When I spoke to Sam or Mr. Carmagno, he made me believe that they wanted to redo that public hearing. Is that just his wishes, or was that something that was discussed?
I'll have to confer with Directly with the planning commission.
Okay.
It's
don't
my
mean to put you on
understanding,
the spot.
I believe they want the item to, an additional 45-day period, at least for public comment, and then
Okay.
bring it back for another hearing. So I think there's going to be a rehearing.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
my understanding.
Okay. I will call him in the morning and get him on it. Okay. Any council comments? Okay, jumping into the agenda. Item number 1, this is an external request, a request to waive the sidewalk requirement from Lamberto Smigliani of Lamberto Custom Homes for the property located at 15505 Auburndale Avenue. Good evening. Name and address, please.
Lamberto Smigliani. I'm from the South Line area.
Adam Ali, Livonia, Michigan.
Homeowner.
Okay, great. Just want the sidewalk waived? I mean, we saw the pictures. Did you want to chime in, Mr. Lear?
Just wanted to say that by ordinance, anytime a new home is built, sidewalks are required unless it's waived by a council. Since there's no sidewalks at all on the street, it would be out of place to put them in front of this one. Although, if they ever came back and decided to do sidewalks in the future, the homeowners would be responsible for those costs.
Thank you. Mr. McCullough?
Thank you. I'd be happy to offer to approve it on consent. And then I did want to touch base, because this has been a topic that I'm sure a lot of people even at home are looking at. I probably said it a million times, but I used to be an engineering inspector. I was the guy that had to go, they put in charge of flagging sidewalks and making everybody mad. However, if you drive up and down some streets and you can see flags of sidewalks that lead to nowhere, to me, it's ridiculous. Now, I can see the other point, right? Because you want connectivity. You want to have a bikeable, walkable, city. So there's two parts. This makes total sense. Yes, waive it. That makes no sense to put concrete in. However, instead of using the same thing, now this is good. You guys are good, at least unless one of my colleagues have an issue with it. But I think we need to look bigger and start potentially requiring or having a walkable plan. Because in these areas, we'll just say, hey, there's no sidewalks. But if there's ever a sidewalk, we'll deal with it then. I think it's time, and we could talk about this, but just put it in the minds that it's maybe time to start looking overall at these areas instead of making the excuses and saying, hey, there's no sidewalks, to maybe start looking at what it would take to put them in. So for this vantage point, it makes sense. But the bigger problem is there. This gets a short-term solution, but the long-term would be to get sidewalks in these places. So thanks.
Thank you. Any other comments from council? Any comments from the audience? Okay, item number 1 will be on the consent agenda on August 31st, 2026. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Moving on to Planning Commission, item number 2 is a signed petition 2026-05-SN-01 submitted by Bezo Construction requesting approval for ground sign, wall sign, and canopy sign replacements at the Amoco gas station at 29401 7 Mile Road, located at the corner of 7 Mile and Middlebelt Roads in the northeast quarter of Section 11. Good evening. I think Mr. Tormina is trying to get it up on the...
Yeah, it's not going to happen. I had it working for a brief moment, but that moment is past. So I apologize. Would you like to provide a brief? I will provide a brief.
Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
So this is really about rebranding the gas station at the southwest corner of Middlebelt and 7 Mile Roads. It was a Shell. It has recently transformed to an Amoco. This item is actually before you as a result of an enforcement action. But the reason it's before you from a regulation standpoint is that the property sits in what we refer to as a special area development control district. There are about 7 of these districts throughout the city that add an additional or add a layer of review, mostly review of exterior building alterations to commercial structures. So this building, this gas station, which was built in the 50s, it's undergone several transformations over the years. The latest is it's gone back to an Amoco. Actually, it used to be an Amoco, then it was a BP, a Shell, and now back to Amoco. But really it involves just rebranding the station with new canopy fascia signs, panels, LED light bars. They've done some painting, updated all the graphics, and added some additional storefront signs. I'm sure you have the packet that shows what the building looks like. I took some photos. I was going to show you that, but unfortunately I can't. The one request to reface the existing monument sign, the Planning Commission is asking that that sign be modified back to its original or previous structure, which was a monument sign. So instead of its current pylon sign, to bring that back to a monument sign. And that's really the only condition that the Planning Commission is requesting at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening, ma'am. Name and address, please.
Good evening. Sarah Mahison on behalf of the property at 29401 7 Mile Road in Livonia, Michigan.
Anything you want to add?
Pretty much, he nailed everything on the head for me. It's just a reface of the existing MID sign. We would like to keep it at existing because we don't want to pour more funds into that specific sign, but if we have to, I guess we would like to comply. We would like your approval with that if possible. Overall, with the signage on the gas canopy, the C-store, the pumps, and the MID sign. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you. Council?
Madam Chair.
Ms. Tashnik?
Quick question for Mr. Chairman. Will this still have to go to ZBA for excessive signage?
This one, I believe, I think this one is
It'll be
fine.
okay as long as we
I think
approve?
so. Yep,
Okay.
correct.
Yeah, this is, I mean, I appreciate the renovations, and it's going to look a lot better at that corner. That shell was looking a little weathered, so I'll try to be politically correct. I'll offer an approving on consent for this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Council, any comments? Anything from the audience? Oh, there it is. All right, well, we're beyond it. Okay, item 2.
Good, looks great.
All right, well, item number 2 will be on the consent agenda on August 31st, 2026. Thank you so much for coming out. Item number 3 is another sign petition 2026-06-SN-02 submitted by Kimley Horn and Associates, requesting approval for 5 wall signs at the Target store at 20100 Haggerty Road, located on the east side of Haggerty Road between 8 Mile Road and 7 Mile Road in the northwest quarter of Section 6. Mr. Tormina?
The request is actually for 4 signs. This is before you for the same reason. It's located within one of those 7 special area development control districts. In this case, it's really just rebranding based on Target's new image. It looks very similar to what the storefront looks like today. A couple of changes to the main identification signs, one on the west elevation facing Haggerty, and then the one on the bottom part of this graphic. That's the sign that faces I-275, and there's actually a sign almost identical in size in that same location. It's red and not white. And then the additional drive-up sign on the front of the building for customers that are having their items delivered to their vehicles. That just identifies that. Now, this is one that does have to go to the Zoning Board of Appeals, but it has been approved by the council.
By planning, you mean? Right, okay, yeah, we got you. Okay, good evening, sir. Name and address, please.
Good evening. My name is Vito Ciccinelli. I'm with Kimley Horn and Associates.
Do you want to add anything?
No, I did want to say it is actually 5 signs, but 1 is existing. So,
Okay, great, thank you. Council? Ms. Budzinski?
I would like to offer an approving on consent, if there's no objection from my colleagues.
Okay, anything from Mr. McCullough?
No, I was just going to say if I needed to recuse myself because I'm an avid Target shopper.
I was going to say, I don't even need the drive-up sign. I'm there every other day. Any comments from the audience? Okay, item number 3 will be on the consent agenda on August 31st, 2026. Thank you so much for coming out.
thank you guys.
All right, moving on to Parks and Rec. Item number 4, this is award of bid for security camera additions, replacements, and upgrades for the Jackie Kirksey Recreation Center, Botsford Pool, and Clement Circle Pool from budgeted funds. Good evening.
Hi, thank you, Council President Reed. I'm Michelle Coppins, Superintendent of Parks and Recreation. Tonight, I recommend the award of bid to ASC Security Systems for additional security cameras, replacements, and upgrades at 3 locations, the Kirksey Recreation Center, Botsford Pool, and Clement Circle Pool. This would be from budgeted funds for the amount of $72,063.37. This project is something that we review every year or almost every year. It will enhance our security and safety at our facilities. We're adding quite a few cameras, and so we're covering areas that haven't been covered before. We're replacing old and obsolete and very fuzzy-looking cameras, and we're continuing to make sure it's all integrated in our citywide Avigilon system, so it's not a new software system or program. We have 20 new additional cameras and 14 that will be upgraded, replaced, or moved.
Thank you. Ms. Persconi?
I love these improvements, so I'm happy to offer an approving on consent.
Ms. McDonald?
Oh, thank you. I would rather see this on the regular agenda, please. And if it would be possible, could you give us the, get council the pricing sheets for each of the bidders? If you could email them between now and the meeting?
I believe the packet includes.
Was it in there?
The total bid price is included here. ASC is the lowest bid. They're a Livonia company. And it does list the 4 other companies that bid as well.
I understand the bid tabulation of it. My question or my concern is the, did all the bidders make changes on what they were bidding on?
There was some discussion at the pre-bid meeting, and it alluded to that in our packet, that if we said, hey, we want this area covered, and we think it might be a 90-degree frame, then some of them suggested we'll put a 270 in, for example, or a 90. There was a council member that found an error in our packet. They did reference the wrong number of cameras. So the math was right for the 4 cameras that we're getting. Regardless of that, they would have been held to their final total bill amount too. But we can provide the breakdown and all the proposals if needed. Yep.
Well, I don't want to put too much work, but I just would like to be sure that each of the bidder bid the same number of cameras and the same scope of cameras. So if I don't know anything about cameras, so, but if somebody was bidding, like this bidder didn't bid a 180-degree camera, but he bid, if somebody bid those cameras and the price was, adjusted accordingly, that's all I would like to see, if that makes sense.
I think I understand the question. Yep. And we'd be happy to provide that information. Okay. But again, this is the lowest.
Right. No,
bid.
No, I understand.
Okay.
So, all right, great. Thank you.
So on the regular? Are you
Yes,
okay with
please.
that, Ms. Persconi?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, any comments from the audience? All right, this will be on the item number 4 will be on the regular agenda on August 31st, 2026. Item number 5 is a request for award of professional services for the roof replacement project at all 3 city-owned golf courses and authorization of a budget amendment from budgeted funds.
All right, thank you once again. Tonight I asked for the approval of professional services for the roof replacement project at all 3 golf course maintenance buildings. This would be from unexpended golf course capital funds. So the capital funds for the golf courses are all from golf course fees and used for golf course projects. This is a unique request because when we consider it separately, neither project, the scoping or design bid services would have required council approval under our purchasing ordinance. However, because the services are related enough, and we awarded them to the same vendor, the combined expenditures now meet the threshold requiring council approval. Although the services have already been completed, I am bringing the matter before council to attain formal approval and to make sure the combined project is properly documented. The combined total of professional services by OHM advisors is $23,168.75. How we got here. The finance department flagged the situation when the first invoices were submitted for scoping. The 2 services are similar and could be called into question. So for full transparency, we're here to ask the approval of the combined amount. I have timelines if you'd like me to go through further. It is in the packet, but I can talk about them as well.
Council? Mr. McCullough?
I'd be happy to offer and approve it on consent if there's no objection from my colleagues.
Okay, any comments from council?
I
Ms.
just wanted to say
Prisconi?
one thing. I thought that the way that you presented it was excellent. I just want to let you know it was very easy to follow, because when I started reading it, I'm like, why do I have this? But you did a phenomenal job of explaining it, so thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay, any comments from the audience? Name and address, please. You have 2 minutes.
Denise Micah, Livonia. Okay, so I'm looking at the statement that says, the scoping work was used to solicit quotes from the design to bid phase of this. And so people were pre-qualified, but it was, OHM was selected based on the timeline for completing bid documents, references, and the vendor experience. So I'm just curious, what did the RFP actually say? Because DAG was cheaper. And so why didn't we go to DAG? And so I don't know if there was incentive or whatever to go to the second highest bidder. And was time more important? But it doesn't really, I can't really tell by what this document says. That's all. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome to answer if you want to.
The timeline for DAG was 2 weeks longer than the OHM timeline. And because of the roof repairs, we wanted to make sure that they could get done before the winter.
Thank you. All right, so if I see no more audience comments, item number 5 will be on the consent agenda on August 31st, 2026. Thank you for staying.
Thank you.
Moving on to engineering. Item number 6, request to approve an intergovernmental agreement between the Charter County of Wayne and the City of Livonia for the improvement of Middle Belt Road from Joy Road to Plymouth Road, with the proposed city's participation to be estimated at 9.075% and the amount of $204,387 from budgeted funds.
Yes, so this is kind of an odd one. With any of the major roads that Wayne County does, we're responsible for a small portion of the funding for it, 9.075%. So on this $2.59 million project, our share ends up being $204,387. We've been waiting for this. They actually did the work last year. We should have gotten this before they did the work and agreed to it, but we just got it, so.
No, if we don't approve this, Wayne County, I don't know.
Are they going to take the road back?
Somewhere in the mail, I don't know what happened, but we just got this, so we're looking to make good on our commitments for being able to pay them their $204,387, as well as, for some reason, they want an advance check of $102,184 as working capital, even though it's already been finished, so we'll end up just sending the entire thing in one.
Madam Chair.
Ms. Tashnik.
I appreciate, Mr. Lear, trying to explain why the county government does anything, so the way they do, especially the 9.075%, that's very specific, but okay. Obviously, the improvement has been great over there by, on Middle Belt between Joy and Plymouth. It was much needed, and I'll be happy to offer an approving on consent for this. We obviously have to pay it.
Thank you. Council, any comments?
Do we though?
Any comments from the audience? Okay, item number 6 will be on the consent agenda on August 31st, 2026. Item number 7, this is a request to accept stormwater facilities maintenance agreement from True Community Credit Union in conjunction with the construction of a storm drain system that provides adequate drainage for the True Community Credit Union at 36525 Plymouth Road in the northwest quarter of Section 32.
Yes, so this is one of our typical formalities, trying to finish out one of the engineering projects. They constructed the credit union on Plymouth Road. As one of the requirements, they have to sign a stormwater maintenance agreement saying that if anything ever goes wrong with it, they'll either fix it or the city will be allowed to fix it and back charge them. It's a requirement for anything that ties into the Wayne County storm sewers. So I'm looking to be able to approve this.
Thank you. Mr. Brockway?
I'd like to offer approving on consent.
Any objection from council? Any comments from the audience? Okay, item number 7 will be on the consent agenda on August 31st, 2026. Do we have, oh wait, oh God, there's another, okay. No, item number 8. Oh wait, yeah, item number 8, word of contract for the Robert and Janet Bennett Civic Center Library elevator modernization.
Okay, so this one, we are asking an approval of $379,655 for improvements and upgrades to the passenger and service elevators at the library. Basically, this will bring them up to new building codes or new elevator codes, as well as refurbish the cabins, the power units, everything in that nature. The low bidder on this one, sorry, was City Elevator, who is a state of Michigan contract company, so we were not required to go out for bids since they're already an approved vendor on this.
Thank you. Ms. McDonald, did you have your hand up?
I have a question. Which procurement source did we use?
The purchasing manager looked it up and said it was the state of Michigan governmental contract.
Oh, that's Mitten. You know what? Let's put it on the regular, please.
Okay, any objections from council? Any comments from the audience? Okay, item number 8 will be on the regular agenda on August 31st, 2026. That concludes our agenda. Is there any closing audience communication for anyone that didn't speak earlier and for items not on the agenda? Any closing council comments? All right, see you later, Livonia.